TV, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the car edition of the channel. You know it's midweek, well, it's actually Friday. The Oilers don't play tonight, and I guess we can have some time for some Edmonton Oilers talk after what's been an absolutely insane week. Obviously, I haven't seen a car video all week. There's good reason for that as we continue along for what has now become a 12-game win streak for the Edmonton Oilers. A while ago, we didn't think it was possible to get even 3 in a row, and now all of a sudden an 8-gamer and a 12-gamer, and we're in 3rd place in the Pacific Division just like that. It's a fantastic time to be an Edmonton Oilers fan, obviously, and we look forward to seeing this win streak continue Saturday against the Calgary Flames in the Battle of Alberta on Hockey Day in Canada. So looking forward to what's going to be a good, memorable day tomorrow with Patrick from the Oilers Fanatic as well, making his way down to Calgary for this one. I'm trying to get that little extra game per year in, and that's where we're going to find it here this season in Calgary for the Battle of Alberta. Sitting all the way up in the press level. Well, not bad seats, but also a long ways up there. So we're in for a treat walking up all those stairs and obviously trying to keep the food and beverages going. So, friends, where do we see things? Well, Stuart Skinner's on an absolute heater. I think he's won, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games in a row now. He's 9-1 in his last 10. Calvin McCard has been fantastic for the Oilers. There's a ton of, I think Stuart Skinner's actually 10-0. I don't know. The Oilers have been amazing over their past several games. That's really all I know. Clearly not enough time to pay attention this week, unfortunately, due to extreme cold temperatures and reeling from that here in southern Alberta. People need heat. Heat takes time. Things have to get found and things have to get brought in. So parts and all were an interesting go this week, but we got that fixed. Obviously, it's Friday night, downtown Calgary, as we get set to light up 17th Ave this evening, just to have a little bit of fun prior to an important weekend of work at the Saddle Dome. Don't tell me it's work, but some people can claim it actually is. That's it, friends. Obviously, for the Oilers, they've had an important week of work as well. Like I talked to you last after the Toronto Maple Leafs game, in which the Leafs again choked, and the Oilers were fortunate enough to be able to come back in that game. Similar situation took course in the game against Seattle. As winning streaks wear on, as we know with the Oilers 8-gamer, and as we know with this 12-gamer now, sickness starts to creep into your game. And obviously the mistakes the Oilers were making earlier in the year, whether it's because we're too comfortable, whether it's because just you've been playing so good that eventually mistakes creep in. Well, they're starting to creep back in for the Edmonton Oilers here, but it's tough right now, right? Is you got to just keep winning, because we just barely crawled into 3rd. We're barely there by a point, and you want to stay there as long as possible. You'd like to creep up to 2nd if possible, with Vegas losing Eichel and I believe Pietrangelo. I thought, again, like I said, I haven't been paying full attention, but I've been paying some attention. So for the Oilers, mission accomplished with this win streak, I guess you could say, right? If you lose 3 games, you're still at 51 points in 44 games, and you're doing all right. You're at the halfway mark with 51 points. You're on pace for 102. I'm sorry, friends, that is a playoff spot guaranteed for the Edmonton Oilers in the arms race that is the Western Conference this year. And again, I think the bigger part here for the Oilers is that all this winning has made it so much easier to lose a couple games and not go overboard on where the Oilers are going to finish this year. But that said, like I was mentioning, the sickness coming into the Oilers game, you have to almost keep winning and eliminate that. That's the hard part. You have to win and eliminate that at the same time, and hopefully not have it creep in a few games later. So going to be interesting, obviously, to see what the Edmonton Oilers do over this weekend, obviously against the Calgary Flames. If there's any roster moves being made, anything like that, it'll be pretty interesting to see what happens coming out of the weekend and into what would be a week to maybe you win this weekend, you have a chance over the course of the next week to make it 15 plus in a row. And for the Oilers, if you get there, holy goodness, we're talking about historic win streaks for the Edmonton Oilers. So yeah, that's basically catching up on where I'm at I know I've missed a lot. I know that right now I've seen a couple comments in the chat there mentioning Corey Perry and Jake Gensel. We talked about Jake Gensel earlier this year. I got laughed at for bringing up such a thing, so I don't want to touch that until we hear another update. Corey Perry, we continue to hear updates from every insider in the world that the Oilers make sense, and then all of a sudden they'll kind of maybe pour some cold water on that. Again, you got to think about what happened with Erik Karlsson last year. That's kind of where I'm akinning this to. So, yeah, that's where we're currently at, friends. It's been a week, I guess you could say. No game review for me last night. I think that's one of the only game reviews I've missed this season. Literally passed out on the couch watching the game in the second intermission, and I just packed it up and finished her off and went to bed because I was done, toast. Sleeping on a couple of different beds this week, trying to make ends meet, I guess you could say. Just going around town and trying to figure out where I'm going home in these snowstorms this week down here in southern Alberta. 1.5 feet plus of snow over the past 48 hours. So interesting there. But yeah, right now for the Oilers, I think the big thing is you got to win in Calgary. Just say you did, right? I think the biggest thing we all looked at the last Battle of Alberta was you needed a win to change the season. I think a win here against Calgary, especially a grinded out kind of win like it's been the past two, it wins you so much favors with the NHL fan base, with the provincial fan base, and you just hope you'll pull it off. Again, here's the problem. As I was thinking post Toronto, you go into the Seattle game. That's a game that you have 4 points. You needed it bad. But of course, that's the game where the Oilers, if they were going to lose, we're going to lose. But again, the Flames are the exact same game, right? Nothing different. So that's where we find ourselves now. Is we're on the brink of going to 15 if you win against Calgary, and you're on the brink of going back to starting a new one if you lose. So hopefully for the Oilers, it just kind of, they calm down their game a bit in the first period tomorrow night, right? Don't let the Flames roil you up, and just go out there and eliminate the sickness in your game, slow down a bit, and come up with a good effort to win a hockey game, because I don't want to lose the streak against Calgary. I'll tell you that much as an Edmonton Oilers fan, going into that building tomorrow night with my best buddy in terms of everything we've done this season, Patrick from the Oilers Fanatic. I'm going to tell you, I don't want to lose that streak. That streak has brought Patrick and I back from what was like, where are we going? What are we trying to do? Where, like, how long is this wave going to last? To now we're talking about, hey, taking second in the division from Vegas, as you guys mentioned in the chat, just a few points over with several games in hand. So for the Edmonton Oilers right now, friends, it's going to be a good one to watch live. I think that's 100% why Patrick wants to come down and check this one out. But I think the bigger part too tonight, as we go into tomorrow, is just whatever the Oilers do this weekend, it better be good. I think that's the billing, because you don't want to lose to Calgary. Friends, I'm Tyson. This is Stall on your TV. I got to get some food in me. I'm sitting in a parking lot, some shady back alley in downtown Calgary. We better get in there, get some food. I am up on out of here. We'll talk to you bright and early tomorrow, I'm sure, from the studio for the first time in a week. And then I'll talk to you bright and early in the afternoon as we set up, Patrick and I, live outside of the Saddle Dome on what is supposed to be a warmer day in downtown Calgary. Till then, friends, thanks for being aboard. Everybody in the chat, thanks for hanging out. I'm up on out of here, as always. Mind the hand.